Something emerged from behind the sun on November 1st, 2025. And in those first images, astronomers froze. For months, the world had watched 3I Atlas, the third confirmed visitor ever to arrive from another star system. We watched it approach. We watched it descend toward the sun, and then, for several silent weeks, we watched nothing, hidden inside the blinding solar glare. The interstellar traveler passed its closest point on October 29th. Telescopes lost it. Models drifted. Predictions stretched thin. But when it reappeared, it was not the same object that vanished. Something had changed. Something profound. And it is this change, this transformation, that has pushed NASA, the scientific community, and the entire world into a state of baffling, unbroken silence. The story begins long before perihelion, on October 2nd and 3rd. As 3I ATL has passed just 29 million kilometers from Mars, NASA performed a rare maneuver. They aimed the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, normally focused on Martian geology, directly at the interstellar object. Its HiRISE camera, capable of resolving structures smaller than 30 kilometers per pixel from orbit, captured the clearest images ever taken of an interstellar visitor. What HiRISE saw, we still do not know. But we know this: those images were taken more than 40 days ago, and NASA has not released a single frame. They are locked behind a server tag labeled NASA-wide news, special approval required, not for scientific peer review, not for public release, just locked. Meanwhile, HiRISE continues to upload new images of Mars' daily dunes, craters, dust storms, but every single 3I Atlas image remains withheld behind the same notice. The official reason was the government shutdown, but the shutdown ended weeks ago. The images remain hidden. Why? What did HiRISE see that cannot be released? Why would the world's most transparent space agency suddenly fall silent? Even Harvard's Avi Loeb has publicly demanded an explanation, warning that every day of delay compromises follow-up observation and scientific coordination. Still no answers, still no images. Only a growing silence that feels heavier with time. From the very beginning, nothing about 3I Atlas behaved like a normal comet. Its trajectory, hyperbolic, fast, unmistakably interstellar, fit the profile, but everything else refused to obey the rules. When Hubble imaged it in early October, astronomers spotted something rare: an anti-tail, a dust structure pointing toward the sun, not away from it. Unusual, but not impossible. They accepted it, but after perihelion, the anomaly grew. The object didn't simply brighten. It changed, and that change set off the deepest scientific confusion since the discovery of Oumuamua, when 3I ATLAS came out from behind the sun. The first unfiltered images arrived on November 9th. They were taken by independent astronomers, M. Yerger, G. Ramon, and E. Prosperi, operating powerful, deep sky telescopes. And what they captured shocked the scientific world. 7 distinct jets were erupting from the nucleus. Massive streams of material, but they weren't behaving. Naturally, some of these jets were not pointing away from the sun, they were pointing toward it. This should be impossible. Solar radiation pressure is one of the most predictable forces in astrophysics. Light pushes dust away. Gas expands. Outward. Comets form tails that always point opposite the sun. But 3I ATLAS defied that rule. Several jets launched sunward, directly against the force that should have pushed them back. Around the object, a halo of dust expanded more than 500,000 kilometers across half the Earth-Moon distance and growing with every hour. But this halo was not chaotic. It was structured, organized, stable. The jets themselves remained sharply defined, holding their shapes across multiple nights, captured by telescopes across Europe, Africa, and South America. This is not how comets behave, not before perihelion, not during perihelion, and certainly not after. Surviving a close pass around the sun, something new was happening. To understand why astronomers are alarmed, you must understand how comet jets behave. Normal jets flicker and fade, twist with rotation, dissipate quickly, break apart into diffuse clouds, rarely stay aligned for long, but 3I Atlas jets remain sharply defined, persist day after day, extend millions of kilometers. Appear in symmetrical configurations, include sunward streams that ignore solar pressure. The stability is completely anomalous for a natural object. It suggests one of two explanations. Perhaps the comet contains exotic ices, unusual internal cavities, or an extreme rotational configuration. Possible, but requires conditions never seen in nature, not outgassing. But thrust.deliberate directed. Avi Loeb has alluded to this possibility, without making a claim, noting that artificial propulsion would explain every anomaly, especially the sunward jets. The difference between natural and artificial is simple. Natural vents eject gas at a few hundred meters per second. Artificial thrust can reach several kilometers per second. One spectroscopic measurement would resolve this instantly. But spectroscopy requires time. Time we no longer have. 3I Atlas is dimming. The window is closing. And NASA's unreleased HiRISE images have now become the missing key. 5 days before its closest approach to the sun, something unexpected happened. On October 24th, South Africa's Meerkat radio telescope detected 1665 and 1667 megahertz absorption lines, the unmistakable signature of hydroxyl radicals. This is natural. It is what you see when water ice sublimates. But the timing is suspicious. This was the exact moment the object reached peak heating, the moment any hidden propulsion system, if one existed, would release the most energy. The detection itself was natural, but the location of the signal, directly within the waterhole, the quietest region of the radio spectrum, is the same region SETI has targeted for decades. Coincidence? Almost certainly, but not irrelevant. More importantly, the emission came from an unusually tight region near the nucleus, not the broad, diffuse cloud typical of comet outgassing. Yet again, something didn't fit the natural model, and once again, the full spectral analysis has still not been published. Another delay, another missing piece. 2 days after perihelion, astronomers noticed something subtle but significant. 3I/Atlas was drifting just slightly, but measurably. A small acceleration not explained by gravity alone. Yes, comets can accelerate due to the rocket effect of sublimating ice, but the timing, direction, and magnitude of this shift were all wrong. For a natural comet to change course this way, a large vent must release enormous pressure in a highly specific direction, timed precisely with rotation and mass distribution. Is that possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. For an engineered object using sublimation-controlled propulsion. However, it is exactly what you would expect. The anti-tail, the structure pointing toward the sun, reappeared after perihelion. But this time, it wasn't alone. Multiple sunward jets emerged from different angles, captured by observatories, on different continents, under different sky conditions. This removes all possibility of a perspective illusion. These structures are real. Material is actively being pushed toward the sun. Against solar radiation pressure, something is overpowering that force. Maybe An unknown natural mechanism, maybe exotic physics, maybe something else entirely. But whatever the cause, the antitail is one of the clearest indicators that 3I Atlas is not behaving like any comet ever. Observed disk is the exact kind of anomaly the Galileo project was created to study, and now they have their most extraordinary target yet. Most comets suffer during a sun grazing. Pass. Fragmentation. Break. Up. Sudden disintegration. Chaotic, explosive activity. But 3I Atlas did the opposite. It survived intact, and it came out of solar encounter more structured than before. This implies unusual internal strength, reinforced composition, or non-natural structural integrity. The transformation wasn't destructive, it was organized. That alone places 3I Atlas into the rarest category of interstellar objects ever observed. Humanity has encountered only 3 confirmed interstellar objects: an elongated, tumbling slab with unexplained acceleration, a textbook comet behaving almost perfectly normally, a structured, sunward-facing anomaly that defies conventional modeling. 3 objects, 3 completely different behaviors, statistically. Nature could create this variation, but statistically, if alien probes existed, interstellar space would look exactly like this: thousands of objects drifting between stars. Most natural, some engineered, a mixture, indistinguishable until you look closer. No definitive evidence, but no dismissal either. 3I Atlas forces the question, what exactly are we looking at? 3I Atlas is fading. Every day the jet's weakened halo-density nucleus shrinks into darkness, and the opportunity for high resolution spectroscopy slips away. The world has a narrow window, and within that window sits a single unanswered mystery. Why has NASA withheld the clearest images ever captured of an interstellar visitor? No updates, no statements, no explanations, just a silence that grows more suspicious with each passing day. Because in science, silence is rarely an accident. Soon, 3I Atlas will vanish into deep interstellar darkness, returning to the cosmic ocean from which it came, taking all of its secrets with it. What we've already seen: 7 massive jets, structured halo expansion, sunward plumes, symmetrical geometry, anomalous acceleration, a tight radio signature, a perihelion transformation, and a stability almost unknown in natural comets. Whatever this object is, natural or engineered, cometary or constructed, -3I Atlas is unlike anything humanity has ever observed. It has changed the conversation. It has stretched our models. It has exposed gaps in our understanding of both comets and interstellar visitors, and as it slowly departs our solar system, it leaves behind one haunting question: did we just witness a rare natural spectacle, or the passing shadow of something more, something deliberate, something ancient, something watching? The truth may never be released, not by NASA, not by any agency, but 3I Atlas has already left its mark. A reminder that the universe is stranger, deeper, and far more mysterious than we dare to imagine.